Welcome, Creativo family. We are here in the West Village this lovely afternoon with Diana. She has a beautiful solo show that's been going on for a couple weeks. It will be up through October 20th. So if you are in York, please stop by and check it out. Diana is an artist from Kazakhstan. She is very inspired by spirituality and emotion. And we're here to talk to her about her latest series today. And thank you, Diana, for joining.
So, my name is Dayana. I'm an artist from Kazakhstan, and I finished Central St. Martin's for my bachelor's and master's from New York Academy of Arts. And now I'm in a free filtration of the art world.
Wow. So, and what got you started as an artist? What inspired you to create art? How did you find this in your journey?
So when I was 5, my mom took me to Museum of Castile for the art courses, and that's how it started. Then eventually I was sent to boarding school in England. That's where I was in the art department all the weekends. So it's kind of was always with me, I believe. But then art education.
And you fell in love with painting first or drawing? How did you come to this medium?
That's interesting because I was actually in textile design for my bachelor's. So I was a weaver. So I worked on a loom, and that this is probably how you see some texture on my art. In my art, it's like a reflection from the past. We The whole idea was to create a 2D image of something that is already 3D. Like, we would go to the park and we would create a tapestry of the buildings there and of the plants there. Mm-hmm.
So you were inspired from the creativity from the textiles and transferring that to the painting.
Yes, this is probably why the my favorite size is like rectangular, I believe.
The rectangular was something that you worked with the textiles?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay, so this is a format you're very familiar
Yes, I'm
with.
very familiar. This is interesting. Kind of like everything that we study, everything that we learn is somehow transforms into what we do now. Yeah.
Yeah, wow. And let's talk a little bit about the textile design. Did you always do figurative stuff like this, or was it a little bit more abstract? How did that come out?
So for my academic studies, I was doing figurative work. It was a traditional academic training. There would be a model sitting, and we would paint it her for 8 hours a day. And this is how it started. So maybe in some of my artwork, you could see forms of a figure. There's like an abstract hints on the figure. But later on, I, well, art is a language, so each artist, I believe, has to communicate what's inside themselves. And I was always into spirituality.
And the spirituality you said plays a big role in this current series that you have displayed.
Yes, for example, this painting is called Awakening.
Awakening.
Yes. And the idea of this painting is to represent the feeling just before this aha moment of realization, this feeling before the alignment.
So the bubbles are kind of representing like something that's like almost like fully formed or like popping almost.
Yeah, bubbling inside before this moment when it's gonna burst into this feeling of yes, I got it.
And does the red color mean anything? It's predominantly red, right?
It's a very primal color. We as humans, as we uh, we notice red very well. since it's the color of the blood and it's a very like vibrant color, and it's one of the first colors that we started seeing.
And I know that you said this piece was also, it was created for the Turkish Consulate in New York. Is that right?
Yes. I happened to have an exhibition at Turkish Consulate in New York. It's a beautiful building opposite UN, and yes, the Turkish flag is also red, by the way. So probably like it's had something to do with that. It was a centerpiece for that exhibition.
And it was a commission, so they told you create something with bread, or how did that come about?
They suggested that to create a special piece that would go on an invitation, and that would be part of their invitation for the consulate. But Turkish Consul General, Mr. Reyhan Mesbur, he chose a little bit of a different piece, so it's, he got it from his personal collection, but it's also similar size.
Oh, okay. Interesting. So it was a pretty free form type of mandate. It's very stunning with the colors. Like you said, it's very primal. There's also a lot of purple in here as well.
Yes. Well, I have a special relationship with purple. I love purple. I feel it's such a magical color. Purple and blue, and it's interesting. Blue is the color that we started as humans seeing only recently. Our eyes could not see blue before. So, like even in Iliad, you know Homer's Iliad, he was describing the sea as a bright red color.
What?
Of the wine, bright color,
Wow.
so they couldn't see blue.
No way.
Yeah, because on the wavelength, it's longest one. The red. I mean, what are our associations with the red color? It's vibrant. It's alive. Blue is calming. It's serene.
Yeah. Oh wow. So it makes sense for like an awakening to have all sorts of emotions going on before you come to this aha moment.
Yes, I mean nothing is static, but in order to have this aha moment, we have to go through a little bit of a roller coaster.
Absolutely. Well, I love the awakening piece, and this one is called Rupture, right?
Yes.
And this one is a bit more abstract, I would say. It looks like you combined like maybe the acrylic with a little bit of watercolor or something as well.
Yes, I used Gamsol as the medium. It's very thin, and it started as the ink block. So, in psychology, there is an ink block test, that's a Rorschach test, when they show the pictures and the person kind of like says what they see. And this is like looking in the clouds and seeing shapes. So this is how it started. So there wasn't a heart here before. It kind of merged in.
Oh wow. So when you created this piece, you started with an ink blot on the canvas.
Yeah, just an ink blot. All my pieces start like that, basically.
And do you tilt the canvas or you manipulate it in some way?
Yeah, it's a very interactive process because I use my fingers, tissues, everything that I see, like denatured alcohol, a lot of things. And then it's a fun part of identifying shapes and realizing what they mean, because everything that we kind of see, it's in the back of our subconscious.
So you're using the ink blot to form what's coming out in the painting.
Yeah, to go with the flow. And the last part is a little teeny mini brush where I go with that thing. We did an OCD.
I love it. Well, this one is a bit more calm actually than the Awakening, which ironically it has like a more like chaotic name like Rupture, but it's a bit more calming with all of the whites and like the pinkish red almost, right?
It's interesting. So the rupture, it can be like a rupture as in like I chose this name because it can be perceived in different ways. Rupture as in rupture, or rupture as expansion, because we have a limitless capacity to love. So when we're opening our hearts and we're accepting any person in our life, we have a limitless capacity to love. So it's this expansion of the heart.
Oh, wow. It's almost like rupture in like a positive way, actually, versus like a blood clot rupture, like a rupture of like the heart and like expanding to accept someone new.
Yeah.
Was it inspired by someone in particular?
It's 100%. It's always there's someone always someone. By my fiance.
Oh, so sweet.
Yeah.
And he knows this is about him.
I think he knows. Yeah, he knows. He does.
Well, I love it. They're both so different, but they're both very beautiful in their own way. Yeah. Wow. Wow. And this is typical of your work where you have like the ink blot and you said that this is a new part of your process. Your work used to be a lot more figurative and you had some cubist paintings over in the exhibition.
Yes. The goal of an artist, any artist, is to develop a personal language of how to communicate what's inside them. There's a message inside each artist that they want to communicate to. So, but there's different styles of how do what fits right. So figurative art, for someone it's a figurative art. For some other people it's multimedia cubism. Going through some stages and realizing what fits. The resin. I used to work with resin quite a lot, and those are made from resin. They were before the stage, the final.
So you put resin on top to kind of preserve it almost?
I was playing with resin, like working with resin, and I love this fluidity and this lack and then lack of control, but then you're searching for this control. You know what I mean? It's like a life. You have to let go, and then you kind of like it's a push and pull kind of thing. And but then I felt like resin is beautiful. It's also a little bit hard to work with. You have to work with the mask and the gloves and then the ventilated place. And I was at the residency, at the art residency, and I had only oil paints with me. So this is how this came out.
Oh, wow. Well, I know the resin is also very shiny, right? I think a lot of people are attracted to the shininess of resin. So
we all love shiny things.
yeah. Of course. Yeah, absolutely. Wow. So how many pieces are in this most recent series that you have?
Oh, there's about, I would say about 18. I would say in the whole gallery right now there's 20 pieces.
Wow, you're quite prolific as a painter.
I like this is what I do every day, even here I paint.
Wow. And how long does it take you to create the one piece? Is it like in a burst or is it like one at a time? Are you working on multiple?
Some pieces like it's so so depending on the piece. Some pieces take like I had a piece take 2 years to finish, even a little bit more. Some are done in 2 days, 3 days. It's like it's this burst of like just it just comes out of you. I don't know. It sounds really interesting and weird, but yeah.
No, I get it. I feel like some of them, like, you want to go back and, like, work on it, add some things that you didn't see before. Makes sense. And you mentioned that you've done, like, a number of artist residencies. How has that played into your development as an artist?
Absolutely, the environment affects us deeply. The recent one that I've done was in San Clemente. It was last year, and it was a beautiful art residency. Like absolutely gorgeous. It was the house was on the edge, on a cliff overlooking the ocean. So and there was only two artists there, and it felt like winning a lottery at that point. It was a great experience.
Do you feel like that deepened, like, your sense of emotion? I know you said these are about different aha moments.
Absolutely, it was. it was so serene there. It was so calm, and there was a lot of space there. There was this it's energetically calm space, like place, San Clemente in California, and somehow the colors that I started using, uh, they became more like my inspiration was George O'Keeffe at that point. So that painting that's the square one that we saw. Yeah. That one was inspired by George O'Keeffe. Oh yeah, it's a lot of blues and greens. Yeah, and this fluidity of the feeling of tranquility of this feeling of alignment. Did you paint a lot while you were there? Like how many paintings do you make during residency? It was yes, it was very fruitful residency because I was like on my own with art. It was just me and the art and nothing else, and it was very liberating. Yeah, it was good. I want to go back. Do you look forward to those moments as an artist, having like a lot of introspective time where you can really just be with the paint and the canvas? Those moments are precious when it's just like the time doesn't exist. It's just you and the piece and this transference of energy from you to there and just seeing it, it's always a surprise. What are your most like popular pieces, if you will? I know you're having this like solo show right now. What is the thing that people are loving the most? Like, what series are people most excited about? Everyone's different. Like some people love the the baby series. The series the baby. Some like Cupid stuff. There's no particular. Oh, well, the serene one that was inspired by George O'Keeffe from San Clemente, that's probably the most popular one because of the colors. Yeah, that is the most popular. You notice like a certain trend amongst your collectors and your pieces? I think that it's very dependent on person. Like if we like different types of clothing, like different colors. This what makes us unique and makes it special and makes it very interesting that every person is so unique and they're attracted to absolutely different things. I was trying to make a pattern. No, the art world is so huge and the art is a reflection of our inner self and our inner self is so unique for everyone. And you know, makes sense. Actually, I feel like that's great to hear because I think sometimes I actually like a younger artist who it seems like you have this whole body of work, right? Yeah. But like sometimes younger artists are like, I need to commit to a specific style so people know it's me. But it's great to hear that you have something kind of for everyone in the sense that you have varied periods of your work, and people and collectors appreciate all types. It's good. It's good to have something for everyone. Yeah. And you can see the same style in like all of your work. It's like you might have the reds here or the blues there, but it's a very similar type of style, no matter what color you're working with. It's a transition. Yeah, I believe. I felt like it was important to show the work that I was doing like 8 years ago when I started, and then the resin, and then eventually it became this. Wow. And how do you like being an artist in New York? It's the best feeling. It's the best place to be in regards to being an artist. Yes, the community, people like New York is what is known for its people, and in going to the art galleries, to art shows openings, it's always like a profound experience because you meet a lot of unusual, beautiful characters, and it's always a pleasure to interact and to to meet them. Do you have a specific artist that inspires you right now? Well, I was deeply inspired by 1930s movement, transcendental modernist movement. So it was George O'Keeffe was kind of part of it, but mainly Agnes Pelton. There's a painting of hers that I've seen in Whitney. and it was so beautiful. It was so visually pleasing. I had to start researching that art movement. It wasn't long; it was only around for like 5-6 years. But after the war, the group of artists they created this movement, and it was all about creating something that's not physical, like music. Like the painting is called music, or the painting is called vibrations, which you found you painted.
And you saw this painting in the Whitney when you were living here, and that just inspired you. Did it inspire any of these?
Yes, there's one painting that's in a group show right now in Village One Gallery in Chelsea. That one inspired it. I would love to show a picture of it. It's it's in the shape of an egg and inspired by Agnes Dalton, and it's the painting. The painting is called Gratitude. And how would you paint this feeling, gratitude? Like it's a feeling, right?
Yeah, of course.
And it's the it's the highest vibrational feeling, and we all know it. But what color is it? How does it look?
And you chose the shape of an egg because it just came to you from your subconscious.
Yeah, and because everything starts from an egg. You should think of it.
Okay, let's speak about your inspiration from spirituality. Do you have a practice that inspires you, especially for these pieces? You said that you're trying to capture this feeling. Do you have like a meditation practice or a spirituality that informs you?
Yes, I'm part of a spiritual community, and before coming to New York, I was living in Bali for a year. It was a big change because before Bali, I used to live in Dubai, which is very, very, very shiny, and Bali opened up for me like partly yoga, hot yoga, the breathing techniques, the rituals that you can do in order to calm yourself and like feel this alignment, because there's also so much energy.
You went to Bali. Did you seek out Bali after you went to Dubai, or did that just happen?
It happened because well, I was studying. I was doing a fashion course. It was like a postgraduate degree, like fashion PR and marketing, and I was trying to use. I was on a different path, I would believe, on the shiny path, and suddenly yeah, and I realized that's not something wasn't right, and I was building my career there, and I realized this is not it. So I dropped everything and moved to Bali.
Now, this is an artist move, the emotional insight into yourself, like where you're like, I have to do something else.
It felt like it's an inner feeling. Oh, do what feels right. The right thing was to go to drop everything and leave. So yeah, sometimes this is the right thing to do.
That sounds like a total lifestyle change.
Mm-hmm. You just need a bike, flip flops, and t-shirt, and swimsuit. That's it. You just you just go.
I mean, almost like the spirituality was almost being in touch with nature when you were in Bali, actually.
It's kind of funny when they buy a new washing machine, they invite the whole village, and they will do offerings to the temple. It's a it's an interesting thing. They celebrate every moment. They celebrate they treasure it.
No wonder you created a painting called Gratitude then. And what is inspiring you for your next series?
I'm working on smaller pieces. So
Different size.
Yes, different size. It's all variations is good. Variety is good. And I'm preparing for the Art Basel in December, so that's where I would like to take my smaller pieces, like little ones. I want to do the whole wall of the little paintings.
Oh, cute. Wow.
So yeah, let's see what comes out.
Ooh, lovely, lovely. And well, I'll be sure to check out your solo show while it's still going on here. I mean, all these pieces are really beautiful. I love that they're from different series. I mean, they have the reds, the blues, some of your earlier work. It's almost like a little bit of like a retrospective of your career. Actually. It seems like you've really had quite the journey as an artist. You've gone from, giving up fashion to Bali to napping in New York. What advice would you give to like a younger artist that's just starting out? I know we have a lot of younger creatives that are always trying to find their voice. What would you say?
I would say go with the flow. Inspiration is everywhere. That's a big one. And try everything. Every style, every medium, play around, and it will find you.
And where can everyone find you?
I'm on Instagram and active on Instagram. Dayana Beisenova. That's Instagram. Then I have a website, same.com.
Lovely. And everyone, please check out Dayana's show while it's still here in the West Village. It is 576 Hudson.
Yes.
576 Hudson. It's like in this beautiful area of the West Village. So please check her out. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you. Thank you, Abby. Thank you.